to episode 5 of SWAGourmet. 5 is a good number, so I'm feeling good. Some new things going on here. We have a new camera, and I've got a new SWAGourmet chef coat, so you know, got a good vibe going on here. See, today we're making fish cooked in parchment paper. The French call it poisson in papillote. Sorry to those French speakers if I butchered that, but I think I did a pretty good job. So the reason I like this dish, it uses a pretty cool technique. We're going to basically steam our fish in a little parchment paper pocket and go ahead and put that in the oven. So the fish basically steams and gets really tender. So we want to add a lot of flavor to the fish though, because tilapia is what we're using. It doesn't have a lot of flavor on its own. So like you may do with a pot roast in the oven, we're going to make a nice butter, we call it a compound butter, to cook right on top of our fish in the pouch once it goes in the oven. So that's going to be our first step. We're going to make a Shallot-White Wine Butter. So those parents who just shrieked when they heard me say we're cooking with wine, those kids whose attention I may have just gotten by saying wine, let me tell you that we're going to make sure we cook out all the alcohol from the wine. So our first thing I'm going to do here, I have half a cup of white wine, cooking white wine. You can use any sort of white wine you have in your house, but I'm using cooking wine. I have half of a shallot chopped, and if you don't know what a shallot looks like, I think of it as a cross between garlic and maybe a red onion. On the outside, it looks like a mini onion, kind of looks like a garlic. And when you cut into it though, it looks a lot like a red onion, and it tastes a lot like onion, but you know, kind of looks like garlic. So, in your supermarket, you can find this, just a shallot. So we cut it in half, and we diced it, so we have a shallot in here. So, really easy for this butter. We have our white wine. We're going to add that to our saucepan here. Again, that's half a cup. So we're going to take our shallot and add that right in there with it also. Alright. I'm going to take it over to the stove. And turn it on. I did this recipe earlier so we could have one made. So I have our shallots in here if you want to bring the camera in pretty close. It took about 10 minutes, so just expect that the wine should reduce after about 10 minutes. So you can see almost all of the liquid is gone right there. So the shallots are there, and that flavor from the wine has really infused the shallots, and also the alcohol is all evaporated out, so we're good to go. So next, this is a compound butter. So I have one stick of butter here, softened in the microwave a little bit, so it'll be easy to work with. And the reason it's called compound butter is because we're going to take just a normal stick of butter, and we're going to add the other ingredients to it, like our shallots cooked in our white wine. So here's our stick of butter. Let me grab a spoon here. Okay, got my spoon. So I'm just going to scrape out the shallots from the pot. Again, just take it off the stove after about 10 minutes. Once you see the the wine is all evaporated. And even if you have about 1 or 2 tablespoons left in there, that's great. But 10 minutes is a great number. Alright. So the shallots really smell a lot like onions, but you have that wine smell in there also. Alright. So we're just going to mix it up. And you may be wondering, like, you know, we're destroying a stick of butter here because it's no longer in its nice form. But what we're going to do is, after we mix in all our ingredients, I have some wax paper right here. We're going to scoop it on and roll it up so we give it the form again of a stick of butter. And then we'll set it in the fridge so it'll harden. We'll have a stick of butter to work with later on. Alright, that's good with that. Now, I have half a tablespoon of parsley. Flat leaf Italian, which we find in your store. Again, we want to have a lot of flavor in this little pouch that we're going to create for our fish. So parsley is a great Italian herb, so that's why we're going to add it to our butter here. Lots of flavors going on. We have the great flavor from the wine, no alcohol though. And then we have our shallots, which are almost like onions, so great flavor there. And the wine is almost infused with the shallots. Plus we have the herbal parsley to add a nice herby flavor. Of course, just hit it with some of our basic swag seasonings. Kosher salt, black pepper, to finish it off. Be good. Right. I'm going to bring it in here. Not only is it going to have a bunch of flavors, but it also looks really pretty. The shallots have turned pink, and the parsley, of course, gives us a nice green. So that's lovely. Now we're ready to put it on our wax paper so we can roll it up. So just scoop it out, put it in the middle here. Make sure we get all this buttery goodness out. Alright. Enough. Now, just gonna roll. Actually, just flatten out just a little bit. Alright. Now, just roll as you would a piece of paper. With your hands, try to create that form of the stick of butter. Just as you're rolling here. So once it sets in the fridge, it'll be a great shape, just like a normal stick of butter. It's going to taste a lot better than a normal stick of butter. Alright, great. So our stick of Shallot-White Wine Butter with parsley is all set. Now we can put it in the fridge. We'll be able to go after that.